Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Player Attack. This week, having a quick look at Sentris, and with me is the developer of Sentris, Samantha Kalman. Hello, Samantha.
Hello, nice to be here.
You developed this game, Sentris. It's a strange-looking game, if you're just coming at it from the outside. What is it?
You made this thing. What is it?
Right.
Yeah, it's a confusing thing, I suppose. So Sentris is a game that's kind of trying to, in some ways, provide a musically creative experience and sort of, incorporate a lot of lessons about making music and about creativity into this puzzle game. So at the surface level, you have a spinning loop, and each of the sound blocks, which are these kind of curved blocks, they each contain one sound. So you select the different sounds, and you can hear them before you add them to the loop. And then you can drop them into the loop. And that's the kind of fundamental aspect of the game is dropping different sounds in different places and cascading everything together to make a sort of melody or harmony. The songs in Sentris kind of came out like musical poems. But then there's puzzles to solve in terms of there are dots on the grid to hit, and the puzzle of it is color matching. So if you have to drop a certain color in a certain place, then you've dropped the right blocks onto all the dots, and then you've solved the puzzle, and then you have a little bit of a tune, and then you move forward into the next progression of the song, or maybe you finish the song, and you get different sort of collection of sounds to continue playing your song.
And sometimes, as you start getting further on into different puzzles, into different songs, the dots start appearing lower down.
That's true. So the difficulty of the game can be influenced by the position of the dots. You drop blocks from the outside, and any blocks that get stacked will be pushed inward toward the center of the circle. So if you want to reach dots that are a little bit closer to the center, maybe on layer 3 or 4, then you have to actually take a couple of actions to reach those dots. And there can be mistakes that happen along the way, or it just gets more challenging.
When I've been playing through Sentris, by the time I finished all of the songs, I felt like I'd learned so much in terms of the creative progress, in terms of I've learned, timing is very important because every different song has a different tempo to it, and the different chord structures that you can come up with. And you come out of it knowing potentially more about music, like the nitty-gritty of it, than you went going in. But then you can go back to any of the songs that you've previously played, and you can go freestyle. You can now I can take what I've learned and actually create.
Yeah, and you can start from scratch if you're doing the freestyling. Freestyling in the game is a way of overriding the tone of each block with one that you choose manually. So it's very much like a musical instrument. And so you can start from scratch with freestyling, or you can, use a little bit of the predefined sequences and build on top of that. You can also, each level has a remix mode, which allows you through menus to adjust even more the musical properties, like choosing the instruments or changing the key signature or the scale. There's different, it's a very musical theory type thing to talk about the different kinds of scales. But if you think of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do as a scale, then there are alternates to that, and the game provides those for people that want that stuff.
For the idea that you can make anything that you want, and that is aesthetically pleasing to yourself.
Yeah, it's a game that's as much about embracing self-expression as it is about recreating or simulating even the joy of making music.
And when you decided, or you have to have lucked yourself into a loop that you personally really enjoy, you can export it.
That's true. You can always export a loop to a WAV file. If you make something that is, you're really bopping your head to, then you can just export that, save it out to a file, and then, if you want to drop it into a digital audio workstation or Reason or, Ableton Live or really any audio program, tool, app, then it's just audio data, and you can do anything you want with that, and it's yours. You made it.
So no license to share from other people. It's your creative process.
Yeah, it's pretty much an open license. So the goal of the game is to get more people to make music, taking what you've made and then building on top of it, to make an album, or, I know that there's a couple of games out there that are using Sentris loops as their soundtracks.
Oh, wow.
A collection of loops. It's been pretty neat to see that. It's what I wanted, and it's nice to see it happening.
Getting some success and getting recognition over something that isn't like an adventure kind of thing. It is, because people take their own adventures into musicality, especially if they're not particularly musically minded. So it must be great to actually see people like embracing perhaps even an ignorance in music and learning more.
Yeah. And just, I like to see music bringing people joy. Sentris is an experience and a game that helps people cross more of those boundaries in a way that's delightful and personal to them. What else could I ask for?
Samantha, thank you for talking to me about Sentris today.
Thank you, Mike. I hope you enjoyed the game.
Oh, I've been enjoying it immensely. I'm going to continue playing it and hopefully making some cool loops. I can make some text tunes for my phone.
Hell yeah.
So the game is out now.
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's also on Humble Store and itch.io. It's out for Mac, PC, and Linux. Mm-hmm. And there's a PlayStation 4 version coming eventually.
Thanks so much, Samantha.
Cheers, thanks.